Okay, I think IPEC Goat 2 has been solved, and we are in the year. This is the year. You have William as king, Charles is dead, Middleton is dead, and they're pretending that they are still alive. And it's all to do with timing, because they have to announce royal deaths on certain dates, like they did with the Queen. The Queen was long dead before they announced her death. So was Prince Philip. And thank you for your comments, because I think we've solved IPEC Goat 2. So we had Obama at Downing Street, and on Downing Street you have the checkerboard floor. Number 10 Downing Street is like the centre of the governance of Freemasonry, and America comes from the UK, the Grand Lodge. This is a Grand Lodge of Freemasonry script, full of Kabbalah, Kabbalistic magic, and it goes back all the way to ancient Egypt. And Prince William is the Masonic messianic figure, the 1000th Knight of the Garter. Some people say he's the 999th Knight of the Garter, that's 666, which was created on St. George's Day. It all relates to St. George. St. George is known for slaying the dragon. According to the Rosicrucians, who wrote Shakespeare, it's the same character as St. Michael who's on the flag of La Palma. And I think we can now kind of understand what's going on. And it's all connected to the William Shakespeare as well, because these people wrote William Shakespeare, and so it's all to do with this creation of a new age and the ending of the last age, and it is connected to the sun rising again in the new age of Aquarius. And so we have here Obama, he's just visited Downing Street, we have the eclipse on his cheek, and we have the Devil's Comet here. So we have the comet and the eclipse. Now the comet comes around every 70 years, so that can be predicted. And this eclipses can be predicted long in advance. And as I said, the eclipse is the synthesis of the dialectic. The moon and the sun, which are the Masonic columns, they come together in synthesis. That is Isis, and that is Lucifer. And we have a ring of fire, Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, the Two Towers, and now we have the Return of the King, which is William. William is the Masonic messianic figure. And we have a ring of fire there. And so he winks, and this is to do with, I think, La Palma, and it's got to do with the comet as well, the Devil's Comet. So there might be some kind of strike from the comet that creates a fragment of this comet that creates the tsunami, the La Palma tsunami. Okay. So there's the floor, like in Downing Street. We have the months. We had the earthquake in Japan and tsunami. There's tsunami in Japan on the 1st of January. That's 1-1, yin and yang, 1-1, the duality. We've had February, and you can see that February and March are linked, and there's some kind of flooding. And we have what looks like Trump back in April here. And this is just at the time of the eclipse. Now we have the eclipse. The little girl is sitting on the eclipse. That is the eclipse, the ring of fire there, and that is the Devil's Comet there. So we have the Devil's Comet, and we have the ring of fire, and we have La Palma underneath the apple, which I've shown in my videos. So we'll play the tape. This is the year, because William is king now. And it's all connected with Charles. Charles is the sovereign coin underneath the steel toe cap. And this is all to do with Epstein. Everything's going to be brought out into the open. So a new age, a new life is going to be born again. And we have La Palma on the bottom of here. We have the island of La Palma on the bottom of the apple. There we have it. It looks like a heart. And La Palma is called the heart-shaped island. It's nearly identical in shape. LC is Lewis Carroll. We have the sovereign coin, Charles. Remember Charles, his coin also has the dragon of St. George, and it also has a canary in his ear, which I've covered in my videos. And I believe it's to do with La Palma. And the dragon is actually the Leviathan, because the story of St. George, who died in 303 AD, which is 33 of Freemasonry in Palestine, was influenced, so they say, by the story of Perseus and Andromeda. And that film, Clash of the Titans, where they released the Kraken, which causes a tsunami. And Clash of the Titans was based on Shakespeare, the 1981 film. And so we have the New Age beginning with the La Palma event. And we can confirm again that it's based around this time, and it's to do with Ramadan as well. So there we have the wave in the background, the end of America as it is, because this is the end of America because of Pluto. And we're going to have a rebirth of a new America. So there we have the tsunami, and we'll see we have Bin Laden, and it is the eclipse, and we have the Devil's Comet on Bin Laden's beard. So let's get to Bin Laden. Here we have it, Bin Laden, and he's got the comet in his beard. There. This channel was the first channel on YouTube to spot it. This channel is also the first channel to spot the La Palma on the bottom of the apple. I'm not blowing my own trumpet, it's just people tell me stuff which this channel discovered as if it's new information. We have the eclipse. The eclipse, Ramadan, the comet, the devil's comet. Okay? You have Iranian soldiers in the background. Shows you that the war with Iran will start. And it's all connected to William. So thank you for those comments about the devil's comet, because I think we've solved it now. The eclipse and the devil's comet, you also see it where the girl is. Now this is also connected to Corona Borealis, which is a binary system of stars, and every 79 years there is a nova from these stars, and it creates a really bright star in the sky every 79 years, and it happens this year. It can happen at any time. And again, it's to do with William being king. It means northern crown, and William is the Masonic messianic figure, and they have to time it to astrological and astronomical events because it comes from the Hermetic doctrine, as above so below. So they time everything according to astronomy and astrology. So we have that. Also we have the eclipse is when the sun is at its most active, and therefore it is also special because it doesn't happen all the time. And we also have the comet, again, which happens every 70 years. So this is a very, very significant event. And as you see, X marks the spot in America, and it's the end of America as we know it. Remember that William is related to George Washington, and his mother, Diana, Isis, all her memorials were based on Isis, and she was sacrificed. And so we will see that the eclipse will be connected to the constellation, it will be near the constellation of Leo and the star Regulus. Now the star Regulus is at the heart of the Sphinx in Egypt. Regulus, it's the time. So as we've seen in programs, it shows you that this is a new age, and Regulus on the Sphinx, the heart of the Sphinx, is called Regulus. The Sphinx was originally a lion, so it is claimed, and it pointed to the constellation Leo. In the constellation Leo, the heart of the lion is called Regulus. And again, it's to do with the line of Zion, the line of Judah, William. William is the Masonic messianic figure, and I think he's the last king of England, as William I was the first of this lineage. And we have Downing Street with the floor, the Masonic floor where he was. Again, it's connected to Obama. And so I think IPEC has been solved, the beginning of it. And what I think will happen is when this tsunami happens, then you'll have the invasion of Taiwan by China. So we have the devil's comet on his beard, and we have the eclipse, and we're in Ramadan. Thank you.